I always like to attempt questions like this from personal perspective or from people's
Opinion, yeah.
experiences. Now, I personally was saved from something like this. I could have been a victim of
It's
this
then.
in a particular
And
way.
when I joined, they've gone far.
Yes.
They've made friends already. I became like a threat, like
Exactly.
unintentionally, like
Without you even trying to do anything.
without me trying to do anything. And I don't know if they've shared the result. I mean, they've not written any exam.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I welcome you to Pure Conversations. Julius Oyedele right here, and I have here with me.
Okay, Jesus Oyedele.
I welcome you guys to Pure Conversation where we speak truthfully and open ourselves up into many discussions.
And today we'll be talking about fear and unpacking fear in its many faces, the different ways it expresses itself, and then offer solutions to the fears that have attempted us in our different stages of life. Before we continue, if this video is blessing you, please subscribe and click on the notification bell. That way you get to be the first to be notified when we drop a new video. Thank you.
So if we want to define fear, what are you going to say fear is?
There's this thing that I can't remember it exactly. There's this thing that would I say motivational speakers or conference speakers used to say, false something appearing real.
Okay, false evidence.
False evidence appearing real. Well, but the thing is that over the years, if you have lived like a couple of years, you would have you will come to a point where you want to say, is it really false evidence? But then some things are like they are facts, they are factual, like they are tangible. Fear is staring you in the face. You maybe you have seen someone that it has happened to. You are living with someone it has happened to, and you are just in a corner, just wishing that, or just thinking that, am I going to be the next person? Is this going to happen to me? Is this also going to become my reality? So fear is that point where you get to in life where you begin to develop cold feet. You know, sometimes you are even afraid of things that you have done and you have succeeded at before. Maybe let's go back in time, the basic form of fear when you were in primary school, and then a new student comes into the class, and maybe you were the one taking first, second, or you're rotating between first, second, third, or you had two friends that you probably were just shuffling first, second, third, and then a new student comes in first term, the student maybe becomes second. And in the carcass of you and your friends, you're like, fear begins to arise. Not because you are not good enough, but because it just comes to threaten you or something. It just makes you feel like someone is coming to take your place. Like a feeling of, I'm gradually going to go into irrelevance. Because as human beings, we attach our relevance to achievements, to titles, positions. Now, when something begins to threaten that position, it also threatens your relevance. And then, thank God if it does not push you to a point of no return.
Amazing. Like you were talking about, joining school class. I remembered when I was going to join SS1, not SS1, GSS1. I finished primary school. I was supposed to go to a boarding school.
Yes.
But I did not later go to a boarding school. Let me just say it like that. So for about 3 weeks, I was at home. I was watching Mr. Bean. I could not forget. I was watching movies like almost every day. So my dad entered the parlor one morning and said, I should just go and bathe. I'm going to school today.
Wow.
That was how he took me to one like junior secondary school that is in our estate then. And when I joined, they've gone far. They've made friends already. I became like a threat, like unintentionally, like
without you even trying to do anything.
Without me trying to do anything. And I don't know if they've shared the result. I mean, they've not written any exam. But I don't know if they've said, oh, this person is deserving for first and all those things. When I came, I think I took 5th position the first term. The first term exam. Second term, I took 3rd position. And then the battle started. Like, who is this one?
Yes, where's
I can never forget. There's a lady called Patience. She We later became best of friends. We later became friends, but she was just on my case. Like
Patience was not patient at all.
she was not.
Oh my
Later
god.
on, I became the assistant head boy,
Wow.
and it just became something in the school. You get
Pressure.
so it was something I could relate to,
Yeah,
right?
something
I know
real.
somebody was afraid that, oh, this person came from somewhere and then he wants to come and like dominate, wants to be the best in class. There was a time that we had two people take third position.
Wow.
I and somebody, Matilda, took third position.
Mm-hmm.
They just needed to,
Yeah,
because
it was a strong
yeah,
competition.
it was a strong competition. It was a very fierce one. So I would tie this to we talking right now about fear of uncertainty about life's outcome.
Outcomes.
Like you don't know what would come out of maybe what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
even what will come out of your life itself.
Mm-hmm.
People are afraid about what they are going to become.
Yes.
They're afraid because they've seen examples. Maybe you grew up in a dysfunctional home
Yes.
and then you do not want to replicate that result,
Mm.
but you are now afraid that what if,
What if?
yeah, what if I become this way? What if I
Yes.
become this kind of person?
Mm-hmm.
Why do unknown outcomes scares us so much? Why?
Well, if I want to answer that question, why do unknown outcomes scare us so much? I will just give a perspective to that.
Hmm?
For instance, if you are from a background where, let me use this example. You're from a background where nobody has maybe gone to university before,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know very well that nobody has gone to university before, no matter how hard they tried.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. You are standing face to face with this situation, and then a voice keeps telling you there's no need to even try. No matter how intelligent you are,
Yeah.
something is going to happen. You are not going to end up in university. It's not you that wants to come and break they call it genes. They
Jinx.
want to come and break the pattern, that has been on. Somehow, somewhere, that voice keeps speaking in your head that you are not the one who's going to break the genes. But then there is something in you that wants to get to that point and surpass it.
Mm-hmm.
So we become afraid of uncertainties somehow in our subconscious. Some people work so hard, they read so much and do everything. They do everything in their power to do to make sure that they pass exams or whatever. But because of that fear that nobody has exceeded this position, that fear is somewhere in their subconscious, right? They didn't do anything to actually feed that fear. How will I say it now? Sometimes some people will tell you don't feed your fears or whatever. I don't know how they usually say it. You don't really need to do anything to feed a fear that comes from a pattern from the people that are closest to you.
Yes.
Because it's staring you right in the face. Even the people, without them knowing, they begin to give you body language like, are you the first person?
Yeah.
Are you the first person? Even little misunderstandings, they refer to the fact that you are the one that wants to go to, or you are the only one that has gone to university, or you are the only one that is going to go to.
That's acting that way.
Exactly. Even without you trying to act that way. So I feel like fear of uncertainties are always in our subconscious. And if you don't do anything about them, they are going to come and manifest in real time.
So there's something I have in my note here that says that fear wants certainty before what? Obedience.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is not like not into trust. It just wants like a clear pathway. You want to see that this how it's going to be. But the truth is, when you do the counter opposite of fear, which is faith, you don't need to be certain of everything at the same time.
Yes.
The truth is, you will not always be certain of everything. You will not always be certain of everything.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to take that leap, what they call leap of faith.
Exactly.
You have to write that down. You have to ask that question. You have to make that request.
Call that person.
Call that person.
Yes.
Send that mail. Even if you don't know the outcome of it, right?
So you get a yes.
You get a yes or a no. So just take that step. Don't stay and say and calculate it all in your head that okay, it doesn't work, this is what I'm going to do. What if it works? And this kind of person where I like to reinforce positive statements. I really don't um, despite the fact that the negative side is not there, I chose to focus on the positive side of it. Yes, not because it's not an absence of fear, but you are forging ahead even in the face of fear. Fear asks you what for guarantee. Faith asks for what? Trust. And speaking of you forging positivity in your hand, yes, it has to do with you speaking. You have to say something. Yeah. A lot of times when you are having conflict or when you are afraid, most of us we stay quiet and we don't acknowledge that voice, but at the same time we don't do anything about it. There's this scripture that says that the enemies, let me paraphrase now, the enemies will hear my voice and will come out of their hiding places. Most times we can that scripture as I will shout and I will pray and they will hear, and because of the fire or the anointing they will come out. Not really. It's not always like that. They will hear my voice, me speaking to myself and saying, I will not follow this pattern. I will not become what my parents have become. You have to say it. As you are saying it, all those voices in your head, they will start. You are gradually drowning them, or to get to a point where you become they don't become effective anymore, and they will gradually leave you alone. They will gradually let go of you because it's the devil trying to attempt you. If he doesn't fall this way, if he doesn't listen to me when I say this one, he will try another thing and keep trying. You cannot stay quiet. You have to keep saying the things you want until they come to manifestation. Okay, now I remembered one of the message I was listening to, and the minister of God, whom I respect so much, he made an illustration about something that if you are thinking of something, that the best way to stop that thought is for you to actually speak. Yes. I want us to practicalize it, right? Pick a thought and think on it right now. Maybe I want to eat or I want to do something. And then at the same time, begin to speak. Your speaking actually overshadows your thoughts. Yes. So the moment you are thinking about evil, you are thinking about things that makes you afraid or how things are not going fine, the moment you begin to speak against that thought, yes, you are actually what? Killing the thought. Because the thought will not survive. In fact, it stops automatically. Yes. You can't think and be talking at the same time. Exactly. Do you get the point now? So if you are speaking against the negative thoughts, you are actually what? Countering the negative thoughts and making it non-avoid because what? You are not focusing on it at that point. Not giving it power. You are not giving it power. So there's something that I have here that says past patterns shapes present fears. Yes. Past patterns shapes present fears. What are the past patterns that you've experienced? What are the things that have actually fashioned your life unknowingly because you were in a particular circle that is now shaping your current fear? Because the truth is, you don't just become afraid of something all of a sudden. Yes. You must have interacted with it one way or the other. So how does our background affect how we see life? Very good question. So I love to attempt that question. In fact, I always like to attempt questions like this from personal perspective or from people's experiences. Now, I personally was saved from something like this. I could have been a victim of this in a particular way. Now, this is what I'm saying. At a point in my life, I had to leave a place where I was, born and bred, and go to a new place, right? And at that point in my life, it was not convenient. I didn't even like it. You get, but because of situations surrounding my living and everything, I had to just leave. Now, fast forward to many years later, my mom told me when she called me and she told me, she said, "Thank God that you left this locality. The place I left. Thank God that you left this locality because everybody of your age that you grew up together at that point, this and this is what they have become." She started mentioning names. This is not to spite or anything, but this is just to say that if you discover that there's a particular pattern that has been going on in the environment you are, in the family you find yourself, in the association you find yourself, the very first thing you need to do
is to
come
come
out
out
of among
of
them.
that place.
When God wanted to start something new with Abraham,
Exactly.
he told him that he should what?
Come out from his
Come out
father's house.
from your father's house.
Yes.
Because God saw that he can't do what he wants to do. There's a lot of re-engineering that needs to go on in the life of Abraham
Yes.
for him to become what he has like destined him to be.
Exactly.
You could see that God had to teach him a lot of things. God had to
Mm-hmm.
show him things, but
Mm-hmm.
those things cannot be shown to him while
Yes.
he's inside. Sometimes you have to leave. You have to what, like, disconnect yourself from
Yes.
that environment of, maybe lost, of maybe being small, poverty,
And most
thinking
of the
small.
time, most of the
Yeah,
time, your parents or whoever is maybe, stopping you from maybe leaving, they are doing it out of genuine love for you because they are like, what is the certainty that you can survive outside
on
this
your
place,
own.
right? And what makes many people stay back out of being emotional is the fact that they don't want to look like the bad one. That's one. And some people are not even sure, they want to live in this level of certainty all the time. They don't want to come out of their comfort zones. Imagine a young man that maybe, or a young lady that maybe has received a call from God into ministry, and maybe, okay, God has to take you through some processes. Maybe you have to do some routine kind of fast and all that. Maybe God just instructs you and says you are starting a fast today.
Yeah.
There is nothing you are going to tell your mother for your mother to understand that you are not going to eat in this house for a whole straight 1 week. You will say everything you know how to say, and you, at a point, she will start telling you, God is not that hard, God is not that difficult.
Yeah.
We have also served God in our time. Some people will even tell you, all these things you are doing, we did them when we were young too. What came out of it? That is to tell you that if you don't first leave, in fact, do you know that if you keep staying there, go for any retreat, travel to any part of the world, but you will still come back. That thing will still be polluted. You will downplay it. You will believe it. And as some people go to retreats at the end of every year or every 6 months or however frequent they go, they will go for retreat. They are on fire. They will come back to the places that kill their fires and makes them complacent, makes them emotional. And at the end of the day, they have nothing to write home about. It's as if those retreats are just like just going for vacation.
So it's safe to say that we need to also what, guide our heart as much as possible. That even if you are working towards becoming better or becoming a better person,
Yes.
you must also learn to what, guard your heart from external force, because the truth is, these are well-meaning people.
Yes.
Parents, families, people around you.
Actually,
They will not come like a devil. But the truth is, their works would actually what, deprive you, and which is what the devil does.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So we're not here saying that, oh, families are the devil, they want to stop you from progressing and all those things. But the truth is, even love, when not well controlled, can actually destroy you.
Yes.
Do you understand? People can love you to the extent that they will love you and you will not amount to anything in your life.
Exactly. That's very true. Very, very profound.
So doing things right doesn't always mean feeling safe immediately. You don't need to feel like, oh, you want to appeal to everybody right now. The truth is, you annoy people. Your ways, people say, you changed. You are meant to change, really. You are not meant to remain the same. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to get better because of what other people will say. Don't be afraid to take that step of saying, oh, I want to put myself out there because of what somebody will say, so that you not look as if, oh, you are doing too much, or you are trying to be as if, oh, you are the one that knows it all. The truth is, if you fail in life, they really
Totally
don't
up
care.
to you, yes.
And if you make it in life, they still do not care, because we have our lives to live. So take that chances to what, to work and make something good out of your life. So fear of what? Fear from observing other people's failure is something, right?
Yes.
That you are fed on failure to the extent that you are now afraid that you are going to fail.
Exactly.
Or let me take it again. You have so much seen people fail
I've not concluded
that is all there is. Yes. Like, you can't make it. Yes. You can never make it. All right. So other people's mistake can become a mental prison. Note that other people's mistake can become what? A mental prison. So how does watching others actually affect us as a person? How does it affect our confidence and how we approach life?
Okay. Now, this question is so straightforward, right? You see, man in himself.
Yes.
When I say man now, I mean both genders. Man in his original configuration is a social being. You cannot take being social away from man. In fact, when you begin to do that, you are depriving that man of his original reality.
Yeah.
You know. So because of the fact that we are social beings, we have this wanting to be accepted. However, one person, two persons, just make sure there's somebody who accepts you for who you are, right? And then because of this man being social, man also wants to be able to mingle. He wants to associate, right?
Yeah.
Now, in associating, you have to be careful because it rubs off on you at the end of the day. When I say associating now, you don't have to be friends with them in real life. Now, there are social media associations.
Yes.
There are groups you can be on social media that all you hear every day are stories or tales of broken marriages, of domestic violence, of people who are doing all sorts of things, or all sorts of things are happening to.
Yeah.
You read some stories on social media and you're like, God, what is this life? Like, what are we turning into? Is this how marriages are? And then it takes you to the comment section, you begin to see people are making resolutions based on that story.
Yes.
Making conclusions on their life based on that one event. Now, this all boils down to the fact that we are social. You can't take our associations away from us. But it can affect your confidence. For instance, you are a single lady, you are a single guy, and every day you dwell on the stories of broken marriages, broken homes, domestic violence. A man and a woman, they get married, they go to the US, and they go to any country, they go abroad, and something happens, they fight. One withdraws the other's ability to stay, they send one home. A lot of things. It can affect, in fact, beyond your confidence, it can affect the way you think. And before you know it, you will become an activist of, don't get married though. If this is how marriage is, let me just stay like that.
Some people would, from those experiences that they fed on, become afraid.
Yes.
Begin to build structures that should not even be.
Resistance.
Imagine now you want to get married, right? And then you're already thinking of, what if this person divorce me? What do I need to do now?
Yes.
To actually guide myself so that when he wants to divorce me, you're already setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly.
Based on, I'm going to school now, for instance. What if I fail? What if I did not cross from my 100 level to 200 level? What are my options? Once you begin to do all those things, trust me, the devil will make sure that you don't cross. He will capitalize on that because you really have options, right?
Yes.
So when you have options, then he wants you to go for the option. But the ultimate of it all is not even you going for the option. Number one, your journey is cut short. Your time is wasted. A lot of things will go bad, but you will not be able to focus on those. You not even know that those things are being destroyed. Whereas you're trying to figure out your life, that's what you say.
And in your bid to become an activist so that nobody is a victim of domestic violence or every other negative thing that you think that you are fed on by people's stories, you begin to become an activist for the wrong things. You begin to dampen other people's desire for the good things of life just based on one experience. And the funny thing? By the time you realize the truth, you come to the light and you retrace your steps. The people that have heard you, that have made decisions based on your own decisions, most times you're not able to go back to them and tell them it is not correct. So it's a chain, it just keeps going and going and going. Your confidence should actually not be in anybody's story or in anybody's progression in life. Your confidence should be locked in Christ and Christ in God. So that is the only place it can be.
The truth is, the wisdom in what we just said now is that you are permitted to learn from others, but don't allow the decision of others shape your life,
Yes.
make you make something terrible out of your own life. Because the truth is, at the end of the day, some people become what they have no business becoming.
Yes.
Based on the fact that they've listened to people, they've watched people, they've saw people bleed, and they feel like, oh, even if the person you are with, or maybe in relationship wise now, the person is not who would make you bleed, but you are already on guard unnecessarily.
You're expecting.
Yes, just because you saw somebody that has bleeded before, something bad has happened to the person,
Yes.
or you are unnecessarily on guard. The truth is, it's good to be cautious, but don't allow that paralyze your happiness or the way of life, and
True.
taking away who you are really, and
True.
then you are now becoming a shadow of yourself,
Yes.
or you are trying to live by somebody's standard, or somebody's kind of lifestyle and all. So also, this aspect of fear that I want to discuss is about the oversaturation of maybe spheres,
Yes.
oversaturation of sectors and all. And there's this fear of, oh, say now that everybody's doing content, everybody has a phone, you have mics that are cheap that you can buy, and lights, people want to do tech, people want to do this particular kind of thing. A lot of people are doing it. How do you survive? How do you eliminate the fear of, oh, am I going to make it? Oh, if I go now, hope I will not waste my money. Will people even watch my video?
Yes.
Or will people buy my product, and all and all and all? How do we actually suppress this thing and live above it, even in an oversaturated sector, oversaturated world?
Right. I've been in that position, a lot of times in my life. So I feel like I can say one or two things about that. Like when I wanted to start out, my business, I battled with a lot of thoughts in my head. I began to think, okay, there are a lot of people making cakes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people doing what I want to do. Who will even buy from me? Me that I'm just starting out. Who will buy from me? Then I wasn't even on the whole Instagram, Facebook thing, putting your work out there online and everything. I was just trying to survive. And I began to ask myself, who will patronize me? Who will be my customers? There are a lot of people selling cakes. There are a lot of people doing same day delivery that I don't even have the capacity to do. Right?
Okay.
And I was there for a long time, but I was still trying, a part of me was still believing. A part of me was still believing, like, if I really start this business, at least somebody will patronize me, somebody will patronize me. And it got to a point, at a point there was so much patronage that I forgot the things that tried to stop me, right? Truth is that whatever it is you are selling, whatever business idea that you have, whatever it is you are planning to sell, there are people that will patronize you. Believe that there are people that will patronize you. Like the people that will patronize you are there, like they are constantly there. You don't have to engage in unhealthy competition. You don't have to start snatching. You don't have to snatch. How do they describe these things? Like snatching customer from somebody or trying to down. You don't have to downplay somebody's business for yours to go. Start out exactly where you are, with the capacity that you have, with the knowledge that you have, while you are trying to build up. But expect people to patronize you. Expect people to call you up. Expect messages in your DM. Expect multiple orders. Expect orders to the extent that you might even be fagged out. There are people that will patronize you. It is just the fear of starting out.
Yes.
When I wanted to start out in a physical location too, I had the same fears. I began to think, where my outlet is situated is not on the main road. In fact, it's in one corner. And the environment I was located, it was not a business area. There wasn't a lot of people passing through that place. I was now afraid again. Who is going to buy from me? In fact, at the point I started producing so little because I was scared I was not going to sell it up. And some days I didn't sell it up. And the fear came back again. After suppressing the fear for some time, some days I'll sell out. The voice will drop.
Yeah.
Then maybe the next 2 days I will not sell out. And the voice will come again. I told you, just be producing little small small. You
Yeah.
are not going to sell out. Now this place is not so saturated. I didn't give it power. I kept on producing, I kept on producing, I kept on producing, and from there on and on, things started getting better. But if at the beginning I decided that no, I'm not going to get a glass, oh, a
Mm-hmm.
glass is too much. Let me just be using these buckets. Who's going to
Mm.
even buy from me? They will come now, they will start negotiating price. Right? These are fears that I
Yeah.
had to live through. And at the end of the day, none of those things that I was afraid of was my reality. Was my
Mm.
reality at the end of the day. Things will happen that will try to bring you back and say, I said it, nobody will buy from me. But if you persist,
Yeah.
you break through.
So I would say this in addition that you should normalize the fear of being ignored.
Mm-hmm.
Know that people will ignore you. And the truth is, we are about 200 million
Mm-hmm.
persons
Yes.
on this earth, right? Right? All those 200 million cannot ignore you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So everybody, you cannot be that bad that everybody would not see what you are doing.
But then on the flip side, you also have to be very good at what you do
Yes,
and
I
let
mean,
people see that you
you
actually have quality.
have to be good.
You have to be good at what
Yes,
you do. Once you are good at what you do and you are constantly improving yourself,
improving yourself.
constantly trying to get better, I can tell you for a certain, I can tell you factually that you are not going to remain small for a long time. You will begin to realize after some years that I used to pray, I used to fast and pray in quotes to buy one bag of flour. Now I'm buying 3 bags.
4 bags.
It will get to a point, the people who selling will want to give you flour for free. They'll tell you, I know you will pay me.
Just go.
This is somebody that started with 1 cup,
Hmm.
somebody that started with carrying buckets around. You never can really tell what you are destined to amount to if you don't start.
Yes. So fear measures numbers, but faith measures what? Obedience. So be
Yes.
obedient, follow and do what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And really don't see that oh you can never make it.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it and you will make it.
Yes,
You
you will.
understand? So forge ahead, do what you're supposed to do and what allow God help you. So we'll be taking a break now and we'll see you soon.